in John Wick 4 is we get to play with so many different tools.
The one thing that Chad had in his head, he had nunchucks. But it couldn't just be nunchucks. It had to be nunchucks, but how do you use that with a pistol?
We had a solid 6 months of him learning how to train with nunchucks, but a lot of times it was also mixed in with the judo and jiu-jitsu, so he's doing nunchucks and gun at the same time, mixing it with jiu-jitsu at the same time. It was definitely a learning curve because it's like, how do you put enough nunchucks to make everybody interested and excited, but not too much where it becomes another nunchuck sequence?
Jeremy broke down the Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon with the nunchuck sequence, so that was my warm-up sequence.
Instead of making it a scene about nunchucks, it became another set of his platform. So part of his platform is having his handgun and reloading with the handgun. Well, in between reloads, when he's out of bullets, he can use this hand to hit with the nunchucks. And we just kind of made it second nature to where every time he put his nunchucks around his neck, it was kind of like holstering his gun. So it looked like he was going from a primary to a secondary weapon.
We do these threads where I have nunchucks and I have to like hit and do different, different holstering, and then threads with guns and then hitting and disarms and go throw. And it's been great to have a creative team to help put me in positions and situations that are dramatic and with action, and coming out of that, we came up with terms like gun fu and car fu.
John Wick has been about the guns, it's been about the fighting, it's been about cars from day one. John Wick 4, we have our Arc de Triomphe sequence, where we have fights alongside cars. You've never seen so many car hits in your life. It turns into a giant car John Wick soup sandwich.
Keanu, you're gonna have a gun, you're not gonna have doors, you're gonna be shooting, you're gonna be sliding, you're gonna do a reverse 180, you're gonna do reloads in the midst of all of that.
Smashing people, hitting people, throwing them off with like little 180s and sending them off.
Everything's complicated. If it's not complicated, it's easy. And nothing about John Wick is easy.
John Wick 4 is crazy.
Planning a car sequence in general is complicated because you have giant machines with people inside of them, and trying to be able to do any kind of car sequence well takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of coordination. When you add on that somewhere like Paris, where you have traffic controls or you have different elements, pedestrians, like people coming out from car parks, that adds that extra degree of difficulty. And obviously safety is always on top of our minds for when we're planning any sequence like this. And with the wonderful Jonathan Rothbard and our VFX team, we were able to take just an open area that we can fully control and have full safety over, and then be able to create that world.
And so we ended up working in this airport in Berlin, Tegel, that is not operating anymore. So we had this whole expanse.
We're doing, like 40 stunt guys in the middle of 200 cars. There's no martial art gym that trains you for that. Like that's creative instinct, logistical handling, leadership, like a lot of coming together.
And that is the story of John Wick Chapter 4, Car Fu.